What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight! Okay, we're coming back to Nightwish. Yes, indeed. Nightwish Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. This comes as a request from Taz T, Flo Q, Petra, Harbor S, and Home Gnome. And this is actually Home Gnome's prioritized request for the month of December for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, Home Gnome. Hope you enjoy the show, man, as well as everybody else. They all want to see me react to this song by Nightwish called 7 Days to the Wolves. Now, have I heard the song before? No. To the best of my knowledge, I have not heard this song before. This does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Phuong Vu, hope I pronounced that right, and the video has 3.2 million views. It'll get you there. Just to be clear, also, I did double check. The link that Home Gnome gave me is the same link that is on Gabriel's List. So for all the Gabriel's List purists out there, be assured this is the same link that's on Gabriel's List. So it's going to be good. I have a feeling. We're going to find out, I guess. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Nightwish, 7 Days to the Wolves, live at Wembley Arena. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Okay. I thought I heard 3 voices on the vocals. I wasn't 100% sure, but I thought I heard 3. And then the camera panned over to stage left where they showed that I still don't know his name yet. The unofficial 6th member of Nightwish, whatever his name is, I'm sure people by now have told me in the comments for previous videos, but as of right now, no one's told me yet. So, remember, I do film 6 weeks in advance. So by the time you're watching this video, I'm already, let me see. This video is going to be released in December. I'm already into January, probably towards the tail end of January by this point, as far as filming goes. Let's see. What was I going to say? Okay, so I did hear 3 voices. I wasn't going crazy. That's good. I like the intro. I really dug the intro. It had that staggered intro. You started off with drums, keys, and mandolin, and they were playing. And then when the guitar, and they were the only thing that you could see on stage because of the lighting and the positioning, which was really, really smart from a production standpoint. Now, when guitar and bass came in, they walked up to the front, which is good. It's very strategic. Again, production, very well done, very well thought out. And it doesn't take a lot of money to make that happen. It doesn't. I mean, everybody talks about production being, money and expenses for lights and for fog and for lasers and pyro and everything like that. Guys, production can just be staggered entrances like that. It doesn't cost you a dang thing. It doesn't cost you a penny. All you have to do is know when to walk forward. It's really easy. It's called blocking. That's what we call it in the biz. It's when you know you're supposed to go to a certain spot and you go to that certain spot at a certain time. That's called blocking. And that's what they just did right there. And like I said, very effective from a production standpoint. And you want to talk about cost effective. It doesn't get more cost effective than free. It just doesn't. My wife's favorite 4-letter non-derogatory word, free. Yeah, there you go. She loves that word. Anyway, let's keep going here. Let's see where this goes. Stop. I like that. I like those sudden stops where everybody just lays out. I like that. It's really cool. It's very effective. Because the song's moving along, it's cruising along, it feels good, it's got a good heavy riff to it, and then suddenly everybody just stops. Like that. You know what I mean? Everybody just like, whoop! And it was like, what's coming next? It's a great effect sonically and musically. It's a fantastic effect. You're coming along, especially if you got some reverb on everybody, so it kind of, decays out quickly. Makes it a little more haunting, actually, when you have that little bit of reverb on there. And then they came in with that unison subdivided line. Dun, 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 dun. It just, very effective, and definitely ear-catching. It definitely caught my attention. Let's keep going.
Suffer like all the dead children. 7 days to the walls. Where will we be when they come? 7 days to the poison and a place in heaven. Time going near as they come to take us.
Up. Nice solo. Really nice guitar solo. Very melodically inclined. Not a shred fest at all. Just more focused on melodics and the melodic lines, chordal structure flow. Really nicely done. It got a little shreddy at the end. A little bit of tapping in there. That was nice. I was watching him bend his strings. He's got to be using some light gauge strings. He's probably using 0.008 would be my guess. He's using the ultra lights. Because because the way I was watching him bend, he was bending the string quite a bit and putting like no effort into it. So he's got to be using some really light strings, which is surprising because listening to how chunky and heavy when he's doing the chords down low, it just sounds like he's using a heavier gauge. It sounds like he's using, 010s instead of 008s. Or maybe he's using a hybrid. Maybe he's got heavier strings on the top. Maybe he's using 10s. Maybe he's using like a 45. Let's see, it would be what? A 45, a 35, and a 25 for the E, A, and D. And then maybe for the G, B, and A, maybe he's using, 15, probably 15, 11, and 8 for the upper 3 strings. Maybe. I don't know. I've heard of guitar players mixing and matching their guitar string sets, or they actually commission the guitar string company that they use, or better yet, they're endorsed with, and they have a signature series. They actually have a signature series of strings that fit the exact specifications that they want. That could be the case too. More than likely, that's the case. I would be leaning more toward that. I'm sure they get their strings for free. I'm sure they do. Who they're endorsed with, I have no idea, no clue. But let me tell you, strings are not cheap, especially when you're changing them. Like, I know guitar players typically will change their guitar strings like every night. Bass players, we're supposed to, but we usually let our strings go for like a week. I mean, our strings are a lot more durable, so we change our strings like seriously like every week when we're on tour. So at least I do. I mean, I have an endorsement deal. Don't get me wrong. I get my strings I don't get them for free, but I get them for severely discounted, which is nice. It's a great deal I have. Maybe one day I'll get them for free. Who knows? But even with my extremely deep discount on the strings, they're still not cheap. And if I go through them on a nightly basis, forget it. I won't make any money that tour. Anyway, let's keep going here. Let's see where this goes. Sustain. Nice. There you go, Tomas. Lead the crowd. Lead the crowd. Oh, there we go. Woo.
Like the fire feast, she's the ghost baby. Take the road that's trouble, finding the sea.
Wait. Time out. I gotta go back. I'm sorry. No, I don't care. Look, it's my show. If I want to go back, we're gonna go back. I just heard her hit some pretty high notes up there, a little higher than I normally hear her go. And if I'm not mistaken, she did it in chest voice. Hold on.
She's the ghost baby. Take the road that's trouble, finding the sea.
Sounds like chest voice to me. That sounds like chest voice to me. That does not sound like blend or it's definitely not falsetto, but it does not sound like blend voice at all. That sounds purely chest voice. Man, very well done. Very, very, very well done. She's getting up there and belting it too. It's not. That's why I'm thinking it's not blend. There's so much support and power. I mean, now look, I've heard people with a lot of support and power do blend voice, and it sounds great. It sounds powerful. But something tells me that's chest voice. Yep, I got it. Nice production. Back to that halftime feel. Yeah, wait, it did go back in that straight time, didn't it? Okay, no, wait, or did it? No, wait a minute, it stayed, hold on. No, it did. Okay, it did go back to straight. Okay. I was having a little bit of an argument with myself. I was like, it's straight time. No, wait, it's halftime. No, it's not halftime feel. It's straight time feel. It's straight time. It is. I was a little confused. I was hearing the heavy kick, and I'm like, no, that's straight time. But then I was listening to what was happening in the guitar, and I'm like, no, that's a halftime. But no, you always gotta listen for the kick and the snare. That's what's gonna dictate if it's gonna be halftime or straight time. So in this case, kick and snare playing a straight ahead, straight time feel. So it wasn't halftime. The guitar and bass are playing more of a halftime feel against the straight time. That's cool. It threw me off, man. I had to do a double take. I had to do a double take because I wasn't 100% sure. The more I hear Marco and Floor sing together, you often hear people say their voices were meant for each other, or their voices marry well, or you hear these people say these things. This is what they're talking about. Their voices blend. Like, I'm not talking about from a notational standpoint or from a pitch standpoint. I mean, with enough practice and enough training, anybody can do that. That's easy. I'm talking about from a tonal standpoint. Something that you can't train. Okay, your voice has a certain tone to it. It does. And you can improve it, you can work on it, you can make it sound deeper, you can make it sound richer, you can make it sound thinner, but will the actual tone ever actually change? Not really. I mean, you're born with it. I mean, it's your tone of voice, it is. But hearing them sing together, their tones mesh so well. Just their natural tone, their natural voicings just mesh really well. And they really complement each other. They don't sound like one person. You could clearly hear two distinct voices, but the voices complement each other so well. It's fun to hear. It really is. It is a joy to hear them sing together. It really is. Whether it be in unison or in harmonies, it doesn't matter. The tone never changes. It still complements each other no matter what they're doing. It's a rare thing. Not every band has that. You're never going to find every single band has those vocalists in the band who just blend well. Out of all the singers I've ever worked with, I can only name two that I've ever had my voice blend well with. I'm not going to mention their names, but I'll mention their names. You're not going to know their Paul and Joe. They're the only two who, when I've sang with them, our voices complement each other. And I've worked with dozens of singers. Has it been hundreds? Actually, it probably has been hundreds, now that I think about it. But they're the only two that I can honestly say that have really and truly integrated with each other and complement each other. It's a rare thing. And hearing these two sing together, it really is a joy. It really is. Anyway, let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. Tomas. And there goes the floor again. Going up to the third there. Jeez. Wow. What great ending. Having it go up to the third above the octave. Wow. Shoo. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, great song, great performance. Great production. Just great overall. I mean, everything about this was great. Now, you know me, great can be like 8.0 to 8.9. Where in the great scale it's going to land, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's going to land in the great scale though. Let me think about it and I'll see you in the review. We'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Nightwish with 7 Days to the Wolves. This was a request from Taz T, Flo Q, Petra, Harbor S, and Home Gnome. And this was actually Home Gnome's prioritized request for the month of December for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go. Home Gnome, Taz T, Flo Q, Petra, and Harbor S. I hope you all enjoyed the show. On a scale of 1 to 10... I didn't have to think very long on this, believe it or not. This number came pretty quick to me, actually. I'm going to give that an 8.8. Yep, 8.8. I feel great about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first of all, let's talk about the score. Okay, the 8.8. Is that a great score? Yes, by definition, it's a great score. Okay, it's actually really high up on the great scale. If you're not sure what that scale is, you can take a look down below in the video description. You will find my scoring system chart down there. You'll see the 8.0 to 8.9 is the grading scale for great, okay? This is an 8.8. It's way up there on the scale, all right? Did this blow my mind? No, there were a couple of parts that did, but those couple little parts, I don't feel they were enough to bump it up into the 9s. I just don't feel like that was enough, you know? My expectations for Nightwish is getting higher and higher the more I see them, so I'm expecting more and more from them. So, now if this had been like the first time I'd ever seen Nightwish, yeah, this probably would have been up, in all fairness, this probably would have been up like around the 9.3, 9.4 mark. But, because I have seen some amazing Nightwish performances. I mean, look, go back to that Ghost Love Score performance, or the Romanticide reaction that I did. Either one of those, oh gosh, what was that? Dark Chest of Wonder was another one. You know, go to any of those, there's my mind blow, you know what I mean? Now I'm here after seeing those, so my level of expectation is definitely higher. But nonetheless, this was a great song and a great performance with some great production. Let's break it down.
Break it down!
Okay, let's start with the song. Okay, the songwriting on this was actually, believe it or not, pretty simple. If you're listening to the chordal structure of the song, it really is not that complicated. But the arrangement on this was phenomenal. All the credit for both go to Tomas, obviously. He's the guy who orchestrates and arranges everything, so big kudos to him on this. But this is a good example of a song that, from a chordal structure standpoint, really is not that difficult. I've heard far more difficult songs from them. Not just that, but I mean, let's just look at the time signature. It was 4/4 all the way through the song. It never changed once. There were some parts where, like, they laid out and they came in with those subdivided parts, da 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 da. You know, but you know, that's not a change in time signature. That's just a change in subdivision. That was still within 4/4. So, you know, is it complicated? No, it's not complicated. Anybody could do it. But the fact that he had the vision to do it right there in that style, in that manner, coming right out of a layout from everybody, that was really cool. It was really cool. And very, very well done. But overall, the complexity of the song came from the arrangement, not necessarily the chordal structure or the song writing. It was more about the arrangement of the song. Who came in where, who did what, where everybody came in together and played unison lines, where everybody laid out, you know. That was what was impressive more than anything to me. I mean, like I said, the chordal structure of the song, really not that difficult, but the arrangement was fantastic. The performance from everybody, what I've come to expect from them. Watching Tomas headbang, windmill his hair around toward the end there, now that I've seen it a couple times, it's not quite as shocking. You know, it's still great to see. It's fantastic to see. I love seeing it. But now that I've seen it a few times, I don't want to say I've come to expect it, but at the same time, it doesn't surprise me anymore. It doesn't shock me anymore. It's more like, now it's more like, oh, there he goes again. All right, good to see. Where before, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, look at him go. Now, but like I said, now that I've seen it a few times, now I expect it. And now when I see it, it's, oh, there he goes. All right, it's a Nightwish show. Here he goes. You know, it's same thing with Floor. I mean, I've seen her do her windmilling now a couple of times, and now it's not such a shock. You know, it's still great to see, and it still provides energy. Just like Tomas doing it, it provides energy, movement, motion to the show. Movement and motion create what? Energy. Physics 101, go look it up. It's real simple, it's real easy to do. It's such a simple thing to do, but you'd be amazed how many musicians don't get it. You know, either they didn't graduate high school, so they don't know about physics, or they just are ignorant to it and they just don't want to know about it. They just don't want to partake because they'd rather stand there and gaze at their shoes all day. Well, good for them. It's going to be a boring show. Congratulations. Have fun with it. I would much rather pay my good money to go see a band like Nightwish, who puts on a great live show and a great production. So that's where my money's going to go. Now, they did a fantastic job from a live standpoint. The production, everybody, well, I'll get to production in a second. Everybody was moving around. Well, obviously, except the drummer. The drummer's kind of a slave to his instrument back there, but he has some good things going with his hands. He was pointing to the crowd. I saw him pointing with his sticks to the crowd a few times. That's always a good thing. The guitar player is moving around more than anybody. He's going all over the place, man. He's going stage right, stage left, back to stage right, up on the riser, back down, over the stage left again, up on the riser with Tomas, back down again, back over to stage right. I mean, he's everywhere, and I love that. I love it when musicians and performers don't just stay in their own little circle. One of my biggest criticisms about Ozzy Osbourne back in the early days of Black Sabbath, he would never leave his mic stand. It was like he was holding, for those of you that saw the War Pigs reaction, you know what I'm talking about. It's like he's holding on to his mic stand for dear life. If he lets go of it, he's going to fall or something like that, which, you know, knowing what he was doing in those days, maybe he would have. But in either case, he never lets go of it. He moves around in this radius, in this circle around the mic stand, but that's as far as he goes. Where you have this guitar player from Nightwish who is literally all over the stage. I would much rather see that. I would much rather see that, because you're constantly wondering, where did he go? And that keeps you vested. It keeps your interest vested in the live performance. So always a good thing to see. Marco moved around a little bit, and not a whole lot. I mean, he was kind of stuck to his microphone quite a bit, actually, but you know, he did move around a little bit. It was interesting to see Floor switch sides. I don't think I've ever seen her go over to the stage right. I don't think I've ever seen her do that before. So that was cool. That was something new I've never seen. That was nice to see. Yeah, that other guy. I still don't know his name yet. I like I said, I filmed 6 weeks in advance. So by the time you see this, I'm already filming January. You know, so I don't know what's happened in the comments because you haven't seen the videos yet by the time I've done this. So I don't know what his name is, and I don't know how to pronounce it. It's probably a strange name, too, like the guitar player's name. I know how his name is spelled. I have no idea how to pronounce it. But the guy I'm talking about is the guy who's up there playing the mandolin and rocking out with it, which, you know, you wouldn't think people playing a mandolin would be rocking out, but he was. And he also, I have to give him credit, also, again, stepping up on the mic and adding a third voice. Not all the time, in strategic spots. If he had done it the whole time, it would have become expected, and it, for lack of a better word, I hate to say it, but it might have become mundane, because it would have happened every single time. I like how they add him in strategically in certain spots. Even if it's in the entire vocal section, he'll only come in on like one line, or maybe 2 lines, and that's it that he lays out. It's really smart. It's really, really smart because it keeps the vocals fresh. So all of a sudden, here comes this third voice to add another layer, a little more richness, a little more fullness, and it's like, oh, that's nice, and then disappears. It's like, wait, where did he go? You know. But again, keeping you vested, keeping you interested, keeping you engaged with what's going on musically and visually. Speaking of the visual, let's talk about the production on this. The screen work back there, fantastic. I mean, I've seen that before with them. And I've seen other bands do some great screen work too. My thoughts on screen work have always been kind of mixed. I've always had mixed feelings about it. If the screen work is done to help accentuate what's happening with the music and what's happening on stage, I'm all in favor of it. If the screen work takes over and becomes the show and draws all the attention to it and away from what's happening on stage, that's not good. That's overdoing it. Not unless that's the plan. You know, if that is the plan. And I've seen some visual bands that rely on their screen work because either you don't see them or they're wearing masks or I actually just recently, I saw a band, a few months ago, I saw a band called Magic Sword, and they're all wearing robes, masks. The music was good, don't get me wrong, the music was very good, but they are very much a visual band, and what they had going on the screens behind them going on, that definitely told the story of what was happening. Their music has the music that they played that show, no lyrics at all. It's purely instrumental, but they were using the music to tell a story that was being conveyed on the screen. Now, in a situation like that, yes, you definitely want the screen to take over and tell the story for sure, okay? Now, in a situation like this, with Nightwish, what they had going on the screen didn't take away from what was happening on stage. It just accented and added a little extra color, a little extra flair. Very well done. The pyro was really well done, dude. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I first saw the explosion, the burst fireworks, when I saw those, I thought at first they were on the screen. I was like, that looks really good. That's some really good screen work right there. And then they cut behind the band to like over Michael's shoulder, and you saw the sparks fall. I'm like, wait a minute, that wasn't on the screen. And they did it again. I looked a little closer, and yeah, they were actually happening live. Very cool. And then they had the sparkler streams coming up as well. Good, again, good strategic use of pyrotechnics. Not having them go off for absolutely no reason at all. Using them only in strategic spots to help accent key points in the song and in the performance itself. So I definitely can appreciate that. The last thing I want to talk about are the vocals. And I know I already talked about them, so I'm not going to talk long about it. But the vocal performance from everybody involved. That goes for Marco, that goes for Floor, that goes for the unofficial sixth member. I will learn his name eventually when you guys catch up to me. I'm sure you guys will tell me in the comments what his name is. But it's been like 3 videos now, and the first video hasn't even aired yet, where I ask what his name is. It hasn't even aired yet while I'm filming this, so I know I'm going to get, we've told you his name already. Yes, you did tell me in the last video, but remember, I filmed 6 weeks in advance. But once you guys tell me in the comments, I will learn his name, I promise. Same thing with the guitar player. Once you teach me how to pronounce his name, I will be more than happy to say his name also. I just don't want to mispronounce his name and sound like a fool. I do that well enough on my own, thank you very much. No, but hearing the vocal performance from all 3, I love hearing Marco and Floor sing. I know I went into detail as to why. I'm not going to go into it again, but hearing them sing together and hearing their voices, the way they complement each other, the way they blend, it's a rare thing. So definitely enjoy that. And having the other guy come in strategically in certain spots, not through the whole vocal line, just coming in certain areas, very nicely done, very strategic. It again helps keep the listener vested and interested in what's happening, because there's always those little changes, and that's very, very cool. Now, this was a great job. This was a great performance of a great song. It was great overall. Like I said, mind-blowing, I can't say it was mind-blowing, because having seen Nightwish a few times now in these videos, I have a certain level of expectation. It's not fair, but that's reality. And the reality is, I've come to expect a certain level from them, and I've come to expect certain things. Like I said, I used the example of watching Tomas, headbang. First time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, look at him go. Now it's like, oh, there he goes. He's doing it again. You see what I mean? It's nothing disrespectful to the band at all. It's nothing that is being done with malice or anything like that. It's just, it is what it is. I have this level of expectation now. It's not fair, but that's reality. That's life. Life is not fair. So, but I give this an 8.8, and I feel very good about that score. So that is where we're going to stay. So 8.8, final score. I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you did enjoy the show, and you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to join the fan base by clicking on that button down there. Yeah, you know the button I'm talking about. Click on that button, join the fan base to become one of us. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't feel like clicking on that button, that's okay. I still respect you. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It'll do me a world of good, and it will do you absolutely no harm whatsoever. Finally, if you guys do join the fan base, you will find a bell down there that you can click on. By clicking on that bell, it'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this channel, including when new content gets dropped. So, if you want to stay in the know, click on the bell, and you'll stay in the know. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.